What's going on, everyone? This is going to be another trade breakdown for the trade I took today in this stream. I'm just going to give my thought process behind that, and yeah, just dive into it. Keep this nice and short. So I haven't touched this since I've been quite busy today. As soon as I stopped the stream, I basically have just been out of the house. So everything that's here right now is just as it was. Um, Going into the day, let me just cut off some of the data so we can see. So we did have a very strong bearish candle on Tuesday, and it made sense to be looking for sells. Just going from like a top-down analysis, sales would make sense, right? However, when we look at the Asian session, this is where I look for a trade that makes sense for the particular session, not necessarily the trade that makes sense for the day, right? There's two different distinctions made right there. Is that if you're always looking, doing a top-down analysis and then saying, yep, all looks good. I don't want to trade against this daily candle. I'm going to look for sells. What happens if everything's pushing up in the time that you trade? You'll probably just find you'll get yourself into a position. Usually you get yourself into a sell position and the market's just sort of going against you. So it's okay to have like an overall bias, but it's also important to have a session bias. And the session bias is the one that you think makes sense for the particular session that you're trading. I trade London session for German 40. So I'll go through why I was looking for a buy, even though my overall bias is bearish, right? If you were, say, a day trader and you don't mind waiting, then what I would suggest is like setting alerts at key points of interest and zones of interest. And then you just got to wait until that level has been hit and then look for price action to sort of confirm that direction. Or if you trust that level, then at least you get into a level on like you're allowing the candle to have made, like, say, for example, a top wick. Okay. So from a daily, looks like a bearish day, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if today closed bearish, and it did. It did. I know that. I know the answer already. Have a look at the 4 hour. Okay, makes sense. So the price pushing down. We've got like a little bit of a rejection wick here. We've got a couple of monthly levels, and then we had a candle with no top wick. Very important right here. Very important that this candle's got no top wick, because usually it means like there was a large imbalance of orders taking place, which led to zero pullback for this 4 hour candle. It just dropped straight down. When you do have zero pullback and price just drops straight down, usually the market is quite efficient, so that if it's moved straight down, there's probably going to be leftover orders at the top there. And it's the market often finds its way back up to that level to then collect those leftover orders. Okay, the market doesn't like to have orders unfilled necessarily. It always goes back from one liquidity point to another liquidity point. So if there was a lot of orders taking place from here that push price down, there's probably leftover liquidity that the market can go and retrace to. So it becomes an instant point of interest, right? Also, this candle, you've got to pay attention to when that candle formed. This candle formed on Tuesday at 3 p.m. UK time, which is, right after NYSE. New York Stock Exchange opened, NYSE. That's a high volume session. If a candle like this happened in, say, the Asian session, maybe I wouldn't be as certain for it. Have a look at this one over here. Okay, this one here. I mean, same thing. This is in Asian session. This is Tokyo Open. I wouldn't put as much emphasis on that as a point of interest unless it happened in, like, say, in New York session. Anywho, 4 hours. Let's go and precede the candles. So let's go. There's go forward one whole candle. This is the Asian session. Okay, Asian session already pushed down. Daily has just pushed straight down. Okay. Oh, wait a second. What's going on here? Oh shoot! I went forward a daily candle, not a 4 hour candle. That was weird how I did that. Oh, so sorry. My bad. I was having a brain fart there. It's late. Daily, this is going to, if I go to trading view, it's going to show the completed daily candle. Anyway, so we've got to visualize here. The daily candle from the previous candle was a very large bearish candle. And what happened in the very first 4 hours of the new trading day, it went and did the full wick fill and then had like a little rejection from there. Now you've got to think, if price had already moved down, and this is the same thing, like it had moved down, and in this, so far in this Asian session, it's like 64 pips. It's quite a lot for an Asian session. So what is likely to happen is that, I mean, when Euro comes on, they might see that there'll be a lot of people interested in taking sells on the break of this low, or because of the 4-hour candle, they might want to like push down a little bit into this wick, but they don't really want to sell the very low. You know, these guys have liquidity. They're able to push price down and take a buy from there and push price up to achieve a better sell position, maybe this guy, and then look to sell from this higher area and achieve a better price. It just makes sense business. Like I don't want to buy the very low. I don't want to buy things when at the moment it's looking at its most expensive, or yeah, basically it's that. So what will happen is there's manipulation in the market. Okay, let's go for another 4-hour candle. Okay, next, this is the last 4-hour candle of Asian session, pushes down. We've got momentum in the market because we've got such a bearish candles, and we're doing wick fills. Now, when we get into the London session, they don't want to sell the low. They do not want to sell the low. So what makes sense from on the 1 hour is just sort of have a look and see where is the incoming volume coming from during this Frankfurt open. Okay, look at the last candles. This is the Frankfurt open. This is the Frankfurt open. This is the Frankfurt open. This red candle. Generally, price will sort of follow that momentum, especially if it's like a significant candle, especially if it's sort of with the trend. So this here, like, it's a good idea to sort of follow where the Frankfurt open candle's going. Yeah. So this is the Frankfurt candle open, breaks the low, like I said, gets a lot of people interested that's piling into sells at this point, does the opposite. Closes really bearish, bullish, nice bullish engulfing candle. Why would you want to go counter trend to this volume? Yeah. If I had like a complete sell bias and I thought I can't get myself into buys, I would have to wait for price to show me a reason to sell. There's no reason here to sell. Okay, after something like that. Where are my points of interest? Right here. No wick candle. Where's another point of interest? Asian high, New York high, clean candle in the London session. We have the 50% of the London session as well. That's always usually a pretty good one. So that's going to be popping it up into this like 15,810 area. 15,820 is another like area because we've got the New York low. I was thinking that there was definitely go with this momentum. And if anyone sort of followed what I do normally I'm not really a breakout trader, but this one here, I was kind of tired of missing the move yesterday. So I just thought, well, this one, I'll take a trade. I'll take the break long. I don't take the first break. You know, I do like to see, I'm happy to just miss a trade when a session opens and say like this is a resistance. I'm happy to sort of miss the first break, and I do like to see it take the second break because usually the second break is better. Now, I also don't like taking breakout trades, as I said. So even if I'm going to take out the second break of the, like this is the first breakout and this would be taking the second break, I'm going to anticipate that it's going to do the second breakout. So I'm still going to take the pullback and try getting in a really nice pullback entry. Okay. Let's drop down a time frame and let's put on my points of interest and zones of interest. Okay, so first one, as I said, Asian high. That's always going to be a point of interest. Can't quite remember what this. Oh, that's right. Someone said. I think it was Vassal that said he was watching the streams. Said, oh, maybe it was someone else. Anyway, no, Glenn. It was Glenn. That's it. Glenn said it was the previous 2 days ago Asian low. So that's going to be something worth keeping an eye on. So put a little purple line on for that. I didn't see any real rejection candles inside of here. This area here is a bit interesting. So say on like, say the 2 hour, or was it the 4 hours? No, it wasn't. maybe the 30-minute. No, it wasn't even there. I'd have to go back and sort of watch the stream. Anyway, this, oh no, maybe it was the 45 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah, there you go. 45-minute candle. This candle is another bullish engulfing candle with a nice wick. So this area, I think I actually pointed this one out, but I had an area more or less around this zone. I think I was even doing the last bearish candle before the up move, because this up move broke the swing high and pushed up. So that was like a nice little sort of order block. So I might have even had this like that originally. Anyway, where did I think price could go to? You know, my target is generally 50 pips. So that is about here. You can see on the ruler that's 50 pips, and that's, you know, easily achievable. Let's have a look at the lower time frame. Let's go back to 5 minutes. Okay. So 5 minutes, the candle, first break. This is the first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes, pushed up, came back down, and then sort of closed a bullish. So brilliant sign, you know. But now, because we've hit this Asian high, often we will get that little pullback. Okay. So price gave that little pullback, gave it like a, broke the high, higher low. Very nice. Next 5 minutes, sort of hesitated. I got in the trade. On, maybe it was the next one when it pushed down a little bit lower. No, I was in the trade on this candle. I was in the trade over here when it broke up, anticipating it's going to break up again. So enter the trade more or less here. Price sort of hesitated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 minutes. At this point, I was thinking, you know, I was hesitating quite a lot, that I'm still confident I was going to push up and break these highs, but I wasn't going to let it come up here, break the high, and then do a deep pullback, because my stop loss was underneath here, 15,709. Entry was 15,7034, so like a 25 pip stop loss, a little bit wider than normal, but you know, it's a-okay. Don't worry about that. Sometimes what I see in the Asian Frankfurt Open is that we do retrace to like the 50% of the Euro session. So that is always on my mind, that I could always get it back in again, but my stop loss wasn't really truly protected right here. Anyway, going with the volume from that hour candle, I was just confident that we were going to continue in that direction. And indeed we did, you know. It was just a beautiful trade. A lot of people took it. We hesitated up in this area, okay, right here for a little bit. And then we wicked down underneath and then did like a little slingshot up, collected the profit, job's done. So excellent. 50 pips. I was explaining something. I didn't even leave a runner. It just closed in full. Then I thought, all right, it was a pretty early trade. It was done in like the first 30 minutes. So next time I was like, well, maybe I'll plan some sells here as well. But I did get a little bit late. Couldn't really plan those sells because I was going to have to finish the stream. Looking for some points of interest. Okay, here are some points of interest. This candle, wick to the open of this candle. So that's a beautiful manipulation resistance sell area. And then we've also got another one here and here. So I put a horizontal line or ray on the no wick candle again. So thinking that this is probably where price is going to go. Just had to wait for a similar trade that I took on, check out yesterday's breakdown videos. And it was just more or less looking for 15-minute candles, one reject after another. You don't want to trade against when you've got such volume pushing up on like these hour candles, because every time an hour candle will close, likely we'll get like a little wick fill in the next candle. So you can see how like a wick filled the wick. Then the next hour candle as well sort of filled most of that wick and it started to push down. Next hour candle started pushing, try to push down. This is my pathway. And like, obviously it's squeezed in because I didn't have this data here, but I was assuming, I put an alert here that all I needed was this area, an alert to go off in this area. And once we broke the low, I was confident that if you can survive a pullback or wait for the pullback to happen, that the second break, we're going to be going down, right? And if you're going to take a second break, you'd want to see something close under there, and that's your confirmation to get in. Or once we came down here and then tested this area and sort of broke that alert where I had it, I think it was at 15,772 actually. So it might have been around here. Anticipation entry, the same thing, would just be waiting for the pullback to then push down. So obviously I didn't take this one. It fell way after my session. But if you just play the candles out, you can see like sort of broke down, came up, gave that nice little retest. New York session started. New York session had the volume to push down. So we had rejection, 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 a little fake out. And then it was just pretty nice, you know. Look at the 15 minutes. It was actually nice from the 15 minutes. First rejection candle. And then the second one here. And normally when you see, because it closed bullish, but it pushed up, broke the high of the candle to the left, and then closed inside these wicks. Rejection, rejection. When you see two of those, normally you see like a little support break. Okay. Candle closer below, clean candle to the left. And you know, that's a A+ setup in my eyes. Now we're at here, you know, sort of came down all the way back down and refilled this particular liquidity candle. Okay. Let's see how important these kind of candles are. And I'm doing these videos just so you guys can sort of see that it's a repeatable process, and like there are specific price actions that you should keep your eyes on, you know, keep your eyes peeled for. These candles are freaking beautiful to trade. So 15-minute candle, no different than the 1 hour candle. Follow that momentum. They give you a target for when price returns to it as well. Okay. So there you have it. Another 50 pips in the book. I think we're sitting on, what are we sitting on now? 130 pips for the week. 3 trades. 3 trades, and 2 of them were shitty trades, like small trades compared to what the volume could have been. I was kind of joking as well at the time that I took a sell in this day and it closed bullish. I took a buy in this day and it closed heavily bearish. And I took a buy on this day and it still closed bearish. So I'm not even taking the trade that is the move and still getting decent trades into it. So food for thought. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. Really does help. And my algorithms suck and I don't like to self-promote. So do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.